In the heart of the ancient forest, known only in forgotten maps as Whispering Woods, twilight settled like a soft blanket, and the trees stretched their towering silhouettes across the mossy ground, their branches swaying with a rhythm far too intentional to be called wind, a place where people came to sleep, meditate, or disappear into comforting dreams. But some said the woods themselves dreamed as well, and sometimes those dreams leaked into reality. Tonight, as starlight sprinkled through the high canopy, the air shimmered with a silver glow, and soft fireflies drifted like floating embers, weaving gentle patterns between glowing mushrooms that pulsed in slow, hypnotic waves. And in that serene beauty, beneath the lull of rustling leaves, there was always a faint whisper, something ancient and watchful murmuring through the branches, a voice gentle enough to soothe you, yet eerie enough to remind you that the forest had lived long before humans ever named it. Travelers claimed these whispers didn't speak in language but in feelings, sending delicate waves of calm through the body mixed with strange, unexplainable chills, as though something unseen stood nearby, observing softly from the shadows, not threatening but undeniably present, like a guardian whose purpose nobody quite understood. And as you walk deeper along the narrow path, you notice how the forest lights dim and brighten on their own, as though responding to your heartbeat, guiding your steps, comforting your mind, drawing you deeper into a sanctuary where the world's noise can no longer reach you. Yet every so often, just at the edge of your perception, you catch fleeting movement between the trees, figures made of mist, appearing only long enough to vanish when you look directly at them, their shapes childlike, playful, curious, as if they were older spirits of the woods trying their best to hide despite their excitement at your arrival. The deeper you go, the more the forest seems to breathe around you, exhaling soft waves of warm air scented with pine and moonlit dew, inhaling your footsteps as though welcoming them. And the path widens into a clearing where a gentle stream flows in a looping circle around a cluster of ancient stones carved with faint symbols glowing a faint icy blue. And as the wind brushes your shoulders, it carries that whisper, again calm, melodic, but with a subtle tremor beneath it, like a lullaby sung by something that had witnessed centuries of secrets. When you kneel beside the stream and dip your fingers into the silvery water, it ripples not outward but inward, as if pulling your touch deeper, reflecting not your face but soft, shifting silhouettes of tall, antlered creatures wandering somewhere behind the veil of reality, their faces kind yet unreadable, their forms made of glimmering starlight dust. These guardians of Whispering Woods moved without sound, appearing for mere seconds at a time, watching the forest, and perhaps you ensuring peace stayed intact. But buried within their serenity was something older, something the forest rarely revealed, the faint echo of a story whispered through the ages, a tale of restless spirits who once roamed too far from the dream realm, the wood's protected spirits who returned, transformed, seeking warmth, yet leaving behind a coldness that brushed your skin each time a shadow moved where it shouldn't. And yet, for reasons unknown, these spirits, though eerie, were gentle, lingering not to harm but to be near the living warmth they no longer had. And every so often you feel a delicate cold touch on your back, like a feather brushing your shoulder, so soft you question if it happened at all. Deeper in the clearing, ancient trees curved above like the vaulted ceiling of a cathedral, their bark carved with patterns that shift if you stare too long, forming images of forests older than the world. And as your eyes grow heavy under their hypnotic glow, the woods begin to hum a low resonance that vibrates through the ground, calming your thoughts, softening your breath, lulling your mind toward peaceful sleep. But beneath the soothing harmony is a quiet unease, an awareness that the forest is watching your dreams as much as guiding them, that the whisper you hear may not be wind at all, but the quiet voice of something waiting to reveal stories hidden for centuries. And as you settle onto the mossy ground, letting the ambient glow wrap around you like a warm blanket, the shadows sway with your breathing rhythm, forming shapes that seem human one second and dissolving the next, their presence comforting but unmistakably supernatural, reminding you that Whispering Woods is not just a place for rest, but a realm where dreams blend with reality, where serenity exists beside an ancient, beautiful fear, one that has walked these woods long before you and will continue long after, a fear not meant to harm but to remind you that magic, even peaceful magic, always carries a shadow. And tonight that shadow curls softly beside you as you drift into a deeper state of calm, listening as the forest whispers your name in a tone so gentle, so careful, that even the faint horror woven into its melody feels like part of a comforting lullaby designed to protect you, welcome you, and quietly observe what dreams will rise within you under the watchful starlit sky of Whispering Woods. As night deepens inside Whispering Woods, the starlight grows brighter between the branches, as though the sky itself is leaning closer to watch, and every sound around you softens into an otherworldly hum. Yet the forest feels more awake now, more aware, more present, guiding you deeper into its enchanted heart with a calm determination that makes each step feel like part of a dream you can no longer distinguish from reality. The path narrows again, weaving between towering oaks whose bark glows faintly with colors that shift like slow-moving auroras, and as you walk, you can sense the ancient memories held within these trees, memories older than human existence, long-forgotten events imprinted into the rings of their trunks. Whispering stories you cannot fully hear but can instinctively feel, stories of wanderers who once came here seeking rest, stories of lost souls who came seeking answers, and stories of strange beings who never left, their presence lingering in the air like a soft breath on the back of your neck. The deeper you move, the more the forest's soothing beauty takes on a subtle, uncanny quality, not frightening but undeniably strange, as though the woods are revealing a hidden layer meant only for those who dare to stay past midnight. And the fireflies that once drifted lazily now pulse with slow, synchronized flashes, almost like silent communication, illuminating faint silhouettes that flicker momentarily behind the trees. Silhouettes shaped like tall, slender figures whose limbs move with the fluid elegance of something not quite bound by the physical world. Occasionally you feel a chill brushing your ear, a whisper that seems to say your name, but so softly it could simply be your imagination bending to the forest's rhythm. And just as you attempt to brush off the thought, a gentle crackle sounds behind you, causing you to turn, only to see shadows rearranging themselves in slow, graceful motions, as though stepping out of one tree and disappearing into another. Their movements beautiful yet unsettling in a way that feels like a dream, drifting toward a delicate nightmare. But still, the forest comforts you, an impossible contrast you cannot explain, because even though an eerie presence surrounds you, it never feels hostile. Almost as though the woods are protecting you from something deeper within themselves, something older, something restless beneath the soil. As you walk onward, the path unravels into a small valley of glowing fog, where the ground seems to breathe with faint pulses of light, and the mist curls around you like gentle fingers, guiding you toward a circular grove, where a pool of water lies perfectly still at the center, reflecting not your own face but visions of distant memories that are not yours. Flashes of long-lost villages, ancient rituals performed beneath these very branches, and shadowy figures kneeling before the pool, as though communicating with the forest itself. Their silhouettes long faded from existence, yet echoing here in this timeless place. Drawn by a strange pull, you kneel beside the pool and touch its surface, and the water ripples outward in slow motion, revealing shapes beneath white shimmering outlines of creatures that resemble deer but move more like spirits. Their bodies made of translucent moonlight, each one with hollow glowing eyes that watch you with an unnerving gentleness, as though assessing whether you are friend, stranger, or something else entirely. A faint hum vibrates through the air as the pool brightens, and suddenly you sense movement behind you, soft footsteps, crunching leaves impossibly light, like someone walking barefoot yet leaving no trace. And when you slowly turn your head, you see a figure standing at the very edge of the clearing, tall, silent humanoid, its form draped in a cloak of drifting shadow that glows faintly at the edges like dying embers, and though its face remains hidden beneath a hood of darkness, you feel it watching you with ancient wisdom mixed with an unsettling curiosity. It raises a hand slowly, not in threat, but in acknowledgement, as if greeting you, and the trees around you bow slightly in response, leaves fluttering down in a gentle spiral, as though honoring a presence far older than the woods themselves. And despite the eerie stillness of the moment, a calming sensation spreads through your chest, as though something unseen is brushing the fear out of your body, replacing it with a surreal tranquility, a dreamlike acceptance that this is not danger, but a revelation meant only for those the forest trusts. The cloaked figure steps forward, its movement weightless, causing not so much as a tremor in the moss, and though your instincts whisper to step back, the forest urges you to remain still, to watch, to listen, and in a voice softer than the wind, barely audible, the figure murmurs something in a forgotten language, a sound so old it resonates in your bones, a whisper that carries both warning and welcome, both comfort and an underlying tremor of dread, as though the forest itself is revealing that even the most peaceful magic has its price. The figure then slowly extends its hand toward the pool, and the water responds by rising upward in a spiral of shimmering droplets forming symbols, runes, shapes that tell a story without words, a story of the original guardians of Whispering Woods, beings who once walked freely in the waking world but chose to remain here between dreams and reality, watching, guiding, protecting. You feel the weight of centuries in that moment, the soft horror of knowing these spirits are neither alive nor dead, and that they walk beside you even when you cannot see them. But their intention is gentle, as though their existence serves to keep something far more terrifying contained deep within the roots of the forest. As the figure lowers its hand, the pool settles back into stillness, the fireflies resume their quiet drifting, and the whispering winds return. But the woods feel changed now, heavier, more aware, as though your presence has awakened an old curiosity. And as you turn to continue walking, you swear you hear another pair of footsteps matching your rhythm, soft, light, echoing behind you though no one is there. A reminder that once the woods notice you, they never quite stop watching, and with each step forward, the glowing canopy stretches above you like the sky of another world. The shadows sway as though alive, and the gentle horror woven into the serenity becomes a companion, guiding you further into the ancient heart of Whispering Woods where secrets wait beneath the soil. Under the bark, inside the silent whispers lingering just beyond the edge of hearing. Secrets that will only reveal themselves if you are brave enough to keep walking into the forest's dream-laden dark. As you continue deeper into Whispering Woods, the air thickens with a dreamlike quiet, the kind that feels soft enough to rest on, yet heavy enough to carry the weight of ancient secrets. And every sound, the whisper of leaves, the slow creaking of branches, even your own footsteps echoes, as though the forest itself is memorizing each moment. The deeper you move, the more the trees seem to bend toward you, their moss-covered limbs arching protectively overhead, while their shadows stretch into shapes that resemble long-forgotten beings, silhouettes that watch with hollow curiosity, their presence neither comforting nor threatening, but something in between, like guardians unsure whether you're a guest or something awakening them from centuries of silence. And with each breath, you feel the forest sinking deeper into your mind, filling it with gentle visions of strange constellations and star-made creatures wandering through realms you've even never seen, realms that pulse with a soft glow every time your heart beats, hinting that Whispering Woods exists both in this world and in one far older, a world the living rarely glimpse. Soon, you come upon an area where the trees grow impossibly tall, their trunks forming a silent cathedral of shadow and moonlight. And as you step inside this natural hall, a cold breeze brushes your shoulder even though the air is still, and when you glance behind you, for a brief second, you see a pale outline of a woman dressed in flowing silver fabric, drifting just beyond the tree line, her hair floating like smoke in water, her head tilted as though she recognizes you from a dream she once had centuries ago. And though she vanishes as quickly as she appeared, her presence lingers in the air like a faint perfume, sweet, but carrying that quiet tremor of something not fully at rest. Ahead, the path leads you to an enormous treather, oldest in Whispering Woods, its trunk so wide its roots stretch out like the arms of a sleeping giant, covered in glowing runes that shimmer between blue and gold depending on the angle of your gaze. And when you place a hand on the bark, the tree pulses gently under your palm, as though alive in a way that transcends nature, its heartbeat slow, ancient, and steady. And in that moment, the forest seems to speak not in words but in a feeling that fills your chest with warmth, mixed with subtle dread, telling you that this place is sacred, bound to forces older than time, and that the spirits you've sensed throughout the night draw their strength from the heartbeat of this very tree. Suddenly the ground beneath you shifts, not violently, but like a slow exhale from the earth itself, and a soft fog rises, curling through the roots as faint shapes form within it, the mist, figures from before, now clearer, drifting gracefully toward you like dancers moving in a forgotten ritual, their eyes glowing faintly with the same color as the runes, and though they circle you in silence, there is no fear, only the sensation of being gently evaluated, as if they are trying to see into your memories the way the forest sees into time. Then, from the depths of the fog, the cloaked figure from earlier steps forward, its shape still shrouded in drifting shadow but its presence more defined now, a being that exudes both comfort and an eerie sense that it knows every secret the forest holds. And as it approaches, the trees around you bow again in a subtle but unmistakable movement, acknowledging this entity as something sacred, something powerful. The figure raises its hand, and the runes on the great tree ignite in a slow, luminous wave, casting soft blue light across the clearing, and the mist figures freeze in place, watching in reverence, as though awaiting a revelation meant only for rare wanderers who make it this far. And in a voice that sounds like wind filtered through ancient stone, the figure whispers to you not in language, but in understanding that the forest has chosen you to witness its truth. Whispering Woods is not merely a place of rest or magic, but a sanctuary built over something the world once feared, something sealed beneath the roots to keep it from waking. And the watchers, the spirits, seen all night are the last remnants of those who once pledged their eternity to guard that ancient darkness. As the meaning sinks in, the great tree pulses again, sending a low, resonating hum through the ground that vibrates in your bones. And you begin to understand the strange balance of this forest. Its beauty protects its horror, its serenity hides its ancient wounds, and its guardians, though calm, keep watch every night to prevent the buried thing beneath the soil from rising. You feel the forest's gratitude for your presence, as though you have eased its loneliness simply by listening, but also its gentle warning not of danger to you, but of the importance of respect, because Whispering Woods is alive, aware, and unwilling to reveal its entire truth to those who seek it with careless curiosity. Slowly, the cloaked figure steps back, dissolving into the fog like melting starlight, and the mist figures follow, drifting back into the shadows, leaving the clearing silent once more, except for the soft pulse of the ancient tree that now feels like part of your own heartbeat. After a long moment, the forest lights dim slightly, signaling that your journey is nearing its end, and as you walk back along the winding path, the whispering voices soften into a soothing lullaby that follows you gently, promising that the woods will remember you, that its guardians will watch over you from afar, and that the magic you witness tonight will accompany you into your dreams whenever you close your eyes. The fireflies escort you toward the forest's edge, their glow fading only when moonlight reclaims the sky. And as you step out of Whispering Woods for the final time, you feel a strange mix of peace and mystery, knowing you've traveled through a place where magic sleeps beside shadows, where serenity weaves itself with subtle fear, and where ancient beings still protect the slumbering secrets of a forgotten world. And as the forest disappears behind you, you hear its final whisper, soft, careful, almost affectionate, thanking you for listening, for witnessing, and for honoring the balance that keeps its beauty alive. And now, as the screen gently fades out, I invite you to join our tranquil community. If you enjoyed this journey into the magical, eerie heart of Whispering Woods, please subscribe to the channel, tap the bell so you never miss another immersive adventure, and share your experience in the comments. Your voice helps this community grow, and your presence keeps these stories alive. Thank you for spending this night with us in the quiet glow of the forest, and until our next journey, together may your dreams be peaceful, your nights gentle, and your path forever guided by the whispering light of ancient trees.